Yes, my friends, it is celery season, and Starry is going to walk you, friends, through how to have abundant, lush green celery in your garden. Because you just saw, the proof is in the pudding. I can grow celery, but yes, there is a trick to doing it. So number one, you got to start with some healthy plants. Don't be afraid to buy them at your local garden center if you can't start them from seed. Sometimes starting them from seed that can be difficult. Methods to growing your own celery without doing it from seed. Now, I overwinter a lot of my celery out of my garden, and I will actually just put the root ball in a canning jar, keep some water in it, and look, it just greens up over and over and over again. I also keep some of my celery in my Back to Eden garden, just simply because this garden has so much nutrients, and it is so protected because of the thick layer of wood chips that in a mild winter situation, my celery just kind of goes into hibernation. That root ball is safe. It's still being fed by that nutrient-rich organic soil. Make sure before you put your celery out that it is well established, and it should be at least 3 to 4 inches tall before you set it out in the garden. The other thing is, watch the temperature. It is very, very heat sensitive, so you want to take it out into that garden when it's between 50 and 55 degrees. If it is too cold, what actually happens is celery will bolt, and that would be the worst thing for your celery, especially after starting it from seed or growing it yourself. Now, the other thing, we're trying to grow it in your garden, you have to remember a couple things. Celery is a heavy, heavy feeder. It needs lots of water, it needs compost, and it needs fertilizers. Those 3 components are essential to the growth of good celery. Celery is rich, dense soil. And I have beautiful soil simply because I have implemented the Back to Eden garden method. This method actually is a layering method using wood chips. It adds a perfect nitrogen-carbon balance, and it creates, look at this, sustainable soil that is rich, organic, it's alive. And celery is a heavy feeder, so it requires a very rich type of soil. If you don't have that type of soil or that type of garden, you can always do celery in containers, and you fill it up with rich, dense, organic soil. But just remember, they're heavy feeders, so it's going to require a lot more water in a container than it would in a garden setting. Then all you simply do is dig a little hole into that rich, dense soil, just like that. And I'm going to take the one that I overwintered. Make sure it's nice and loose on the bottom there. There you go. And I'm going to surround it with that beautiful soil. Now, eventually, the wood chips are going to be surrounding my celery. And what the wood chips will do is offer moisture control, pest control, and it'll keep feeding that soil, because these babies are going to require a lot of food, a lot of water. And see, that's why I choose the Back to Eden garden method, because you don't need a lot of water. You don't need any food or extra fertilizer, because the Back to Eden garden method does it for you. And that's why celery does so well in my garden. That's kind of the secret. You know, you want good celery. The Back to Eden garden method is what is going to give that to you. And I always try to advocate for everybody, no matter where you're at, on-grid, off-grid, homestead, no homestead, you live in the city, you live in an apartment, you can grow celery. Buy yourself a pot. Create a small raised bed. Even if you're not doing the Back to Eden wood chip method, because say you just can't find any wood chips where you are, that's okay. Just remember what I told you at the beginning of the video, that you're going to need some rich soil with some compost and some fertilizer, and you're going to have to water your celery a lot. That's okay. You can do it, but you got to start today. You're going to save a lot of money. Okay, friends, so keep checking back. I will give you updates on how my celery is doing, and forgive me if I can't say the word.
I'm like,
right.
What plant is she talking about? Celery, are we going to work
Celery.
with somebody?
I know. You all know me by now, and you know I have a hard time with that word, celery. Celery. Celery.
Sell something.
Celery.
Sell something to Marie.
So hopefully you're not celery. You're not too irritated, but that is the key to growing beautiful celery. Starts with the soil, and the Back to Eden garden method really is going to be the best method to get that celery looking lush and sustainable.